Greetings everyone, myself Anushka Chandrakar from Kendriya Vidyalaya Narayanpur. Today I am here with my partner Anvesha Chandrakar. As we all know, we are celebrating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. In this context, we would like to shed light on brave rebellion which took place in the kingdom of Bastar. Its charismatic leader, Bastar Matiputra Veer Gundadhur. Gundadhur was a tribal leader from village Nethanar of Bastar district, present-day Chhattisgarh. He played a major role in 1910 rebellion of Dhruvas of Kanger forest. He probably led the rebellion. He is considered as hero by many tribals of Chhattisgarh.
Let us know the background for this fight. The kingdom of Bastar is located at southernmost part of Chhattisgarh. Many tribes have lived in this region through the history of India. Some of them were Murya, Gonds, Dhruvas, Bhatras, Marya and Halwas. These tribes lived in symbiotic relationship with the forest, which was an important source of their village livelihood. The people of Bastar kingdom believed that their village was given by the earth and it's their duty to protect the land, its resources and forests at any cost. To safeguard their forest lands, these peoples also held big meetings in groups to discuss key issues relating to forests. During the colonial period, the British passed several laws which restricted the tribal people to cultivate their own land. The condition of Bastar kingdom was no different. Furthermore, the British recruited several tribal workers for laboring, but their wages were low and conditions of work were very bad. Later, the colonial government passed several forest laws in which two-thirds of the forest areas was declared reserved. This was done through the Indian Forest Act of 1878. The tribal people were heavily dependent on forest resources, but when the establishment of British authority interfered in their land, the condition of tribal people became vulnerable. After some time, the colonial government also stopped shifting cultivation and restricted hunting and collection of forest produce, due to which the natives were directly affected. The tribal workers were forced to work for free for the forest department. The famines of 1899, 1900 and 1907-1908 also played significant role in damaging people's livelihood. The villagers began to discuss these issues with other peoples.
In year 1910, a mango box, a lump of earth, chilies and arrows were distributed among the villagers as a hidden message to take part in the revolution. The first target of the rebels was to loot the bazaars. They looted Pushpal bazaars, which was associated with British Raj and its oppressive laws. All the grain was distributed to the peasants. Later, they attacked and were able to sack some of the police stations too. The houses of the officials, especially the Britishers, were looted. Missionary schools were closed. The revolt was very much similar to the revolt which was later led by Alluri Sitaram Raju in 1920 and a revolt led by Rani Gandhini Liu in 1930. Both of these revolts were against the oppressive laws of British and introduction to Christian missionary. The first tribe to present the idea of revolt was the Dhruva tribe, which resides in the Kanger forest. Later, a charismatic person from the Nethanar village became the leader of the tribal people. He was none other but great hero of the tribals of Chhattisgarh, Gundadhur. Gundadhur led the tribal revolt against the British. Although they were armed with traditional weapons like swords, arrows, but they were full of indomitable courage. On 2nd February 1910, the Bastar rebellion, Bhumkāl rebellion, was started under the leadership of Gundadhur.
From all directions came streaming into Jagdalpur police, merchants, forest peons, schoolmasters and immigrants. It is also true that from every village, 2 or 3 people joined rebellion with only one motto, that was to get rid of the British and their oppressive Raj. The result of aggressive offense from the tribal people under their hero Gundadhur was tremendous. In a week, the whole unit of British settlements were wiped out from the kingdom of Bastar. Furious from this, the British decided to suppress the rebellion as quickly as they could. They were able to convince one of the rebel leaders, whose name was Sonu Manji, and promised him that he would be given huge sums of money and other allowance. Due to this, the British were able to suppress the rebellion. The last conflict of the revolt took place at Alinargaon village. Few tribal fighters tried to offer peace terms, but the British troops were sure that they cannot give them other chance.
The British mercilessly killed the rebels and did not even hesitate to slaughter the innocent family member of rebels. Due to this, many village people left their home and migrated to different places. To generate a sense of fear among the local people, the British force tortured the people and tied them to the horse and pulled them through the roads in full public view. It took British, who had artillery support, guns and a lot of nations of 3 months to establish their control over the kingdom of Bastar. Gundadhur was neither caught nor died in the events that took place in 1910. British files were eventually closed, saying that no one was able to tell who the Gundadhur is and was not able to also find his whereabouts. The forest of Bastar still looks around for its son Gundadhur. The effects of the rebellion was extraordinarily and resulted in victory of the tribes of the Bastar. The British suspension of the reservation of the forest and the area which was reserved for the British government was reduced to half of its original size. The title of Gunda was given by the Britishers as they were thinking it was very difficult to handle the revolt which was led by Gundadhur. Gundadhur is also known as Tatya Top of Chhattisgarh. To remember the great freedom fighter, we, the people of Bastar, celebrate 10th February as Bhumkāl Day.
It's sad that bravery of these fighters are only stated in the archives of the government records and are really hard to find out. Yet they have a very lasting impression on our history and paved the way of our struggle of independence. Thank you.